Don't be a wisher and a dreamer. Be the type of person that turns into the type of person that makes other people's dreams come into fruition. Just recently.
Something motivational.
Motivation.
Yeah, I know the motivation, but what was the thing that somebody said that led me to say that? Do you remember or no?
Coming
That
to
they
the
wish they
house
could be there with you guys.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was Ron, and he said, I wish you could be there, here with us, right? Like I'm freaking sitting next to Kev. It's pretty cool. He's a giant. He's a freaking awesome dude, right? Um, met Lisa. Carlton's here. Um, Tez is on the way. Jamie will be here soon. Javon will be here soon. Mr. Man's here, right? Which is pretty cool. He's here. Camille's coming. Who else we got that's on the call that isn't here yet? Michelle's coming. She's probably in the process of flying, right? Oh, yeah, she's right there on the call. Are you coming later or tomorrow, Michelle?
I'm coming today. I'm arriving around 6.
6 p.m. Okay. Maybe then that'll work out. Try and figure something out. Because Jamie gets in at 7, right, Jamie?
Yeah, I think like right around 7. Let me double check.
I'll try and figure it out. I'll talk to you guys in the chat after I get off this call. All right, so the reason why I said that is because actually this morning me and Max were sitting there and I was just doing my morning meditation, where I just take a second and just think thoughts out loud and just reflect on the previous day and what I need to do the day moving forward. And I wrote this down when I was doing that reflection and that thought this morning. And I said, we can, as human beings, turn thoughts and ideas into reality. And that's kind of like the superpower that God gave us, the ability to think things and actually turn them into a physical, tangible reality. So I said, we can turn thoughts and ideas into reality, but these thoughts and ideas are just dreams without action. Action is what turns them into tangible things. And the reason why I thought that is because we're here at this mansion and here with people that have been in this community for years now. And just like Ron said, he wishes he could be here with us next year. Well, that's a great thought. That's a great idea. That's a great dream. But what's really going to get you to a place in your life where you can actually take a trip like this and be comfortable and forget about work for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, especially if, say, for example, next year we choose to go to Dubai, thinking about these things is obviously, of course, what starts it. But you really have to make sure that within your career, within your life, within whatever it is that you do, when you're laying in bed at night, you're thinking, you're dreaming of this person or this being that you want to become, you have to remember that the future does not exist, no matter how much you think of it. The past is non existent either. And what matters the most is who you are and what you choose to do every single moment with those thoughts about the future. So thinking about the future, positioning yourself mentally to fill the shoes in the role of a person that's profitable, or the role of a person that's in a good relationship, or the role of a person that's a boss and a CEO of the organization that you work at because you want to rise to the top or start your own business or whatever. Those thoughts, again, will never manifest into a reality that you can live for yourself unless you commit yourself to action, right? So I guess I had some of the notes because I gave that quote today to Max and I just asked him to go upstairs on his own time, take a second, meditate on this, and write me, a paragraph on how this makes you feel and respond to it in a sense. And so I just want to kind of read his notes here, and I'm going to read them direct and try to pause and speak on them. But I really hope that that hits home for you guys, what I'm saying, because here we are at this beautiful and eloquent mansion, which I personally would never purchase because why would you spend this much money on a house and not have land? But besides the point, it's still immaculate. It's beautiful. Um, and it just goes to show these people, even though there were some other people that wanted to come to the link up, are the types of people who might lay in bed at night and dream of things just like you, or might go to their 9 to 5 job just like you. But the difference maybe between where you're sitting now and these people here, and even if not, and you can relate to these people here, you're just not here because maybe there wasn't enough room, or maybe you just didn't DM me fast enough, or whatever. I'm not saying you're not like these people, because most of you guys are, most of you ladies are like these people here. And if you're not, you need to become one. You need to become the type of person that can lay in bed at night or in the morning and think about their life, dream something up, create something in your brain in the form of a thought, but then throughout your day, commit yourself to positive action to drive that dream into a tangible reality. And until you do that, everything that you dream of and think of is honestly just wasted time unless you put commitment and action behind it. And when you do that over a prolonged period of time, living, breathing proof, and so are all these people here, that that is important. It is important. And if you neglect it, you'll just get stuck in this repetitive cycle year after year of saying, I wish I could link up with them. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Don't be a wisher and a dreamer. Be the type of person that turns into the type of person that makes other people's dreams come into fruition, right? So, anyways, so Max said here, and I don't know if he is comfortable with me reading his stuff, but he sent it to me, so it's public information now, you know? But he wrote one, two, three, four, five, give or take about 6 or 7 sentences in response back to this quote that I wrote down this morning during my thought process. Which was, again, that we can turn thoughts and ideas into reality, but these thoughts and ideas are just dreams without action. Action is what turns them into tangible things, right? Commitment to positive action over a prolonged period of time. I'll emphasize over a prolonged period of time because one thing that Max highlights in his response to this, which I'll read for you guys here in a second, is instant gratification, right? So he said here, a certain level of consciousness and mindfulness is required to hold a thought in mind and meditate on it, without which the trait of intentionality will be amiss and is likely to be perceived as laziness. More accurately, it is a state of mental unfitness. In a distracted world filled with instant gratification, the seemingly basic attribute of intentionality is rare. And to the degree that most are physically out of shape, more so are mentally unfit. That right there is powerful. Reason being is because over my years, I've come to realize that physical fitness is not for everybody. Some people are limited because of time, because of their daily 9 to 5 jobs. Some people are limited because of their family responsibilities. And some people just don't gravitate towards being aesthetically pleasing in terms of their physicality. And that's understandable. It's not for everybody. But what is for everybody is the ability to control your thoughts, commit yourself to positive action, and be a master of yourself in terms of your character, how you present yourself mentally, physically strong, right? Everybody has that ability, no matter what their physical capability. And I know that for a fact because I have buddies, I don't talk to them anymore, but buddies of mine that lost limbs in the military, And you'll talk to these people, and albeit they know they have physical limitations, their mental superiority is beyond and above par of a normal, everyday, average person that has their limbs. So I know what I'm saying is a fact. And so what he wrote today, Max, is absolutely powerful, is that in a distracted world filled with short-term gratification, the seemingly basic attribute of intentionality is rare. And to the degree that most are physically out of shape, more so are mentally unfit. So he's saying that even though a vast majority of the population is unfit in terms of their physicality, more so people than being unfit, which is a large majority of the population, are even more so mentally unfit, which is a huge red flag. And should get you guys again to see that it's not about the physical aspect of things always. Your mental superiority can be worked on no matter what, right? I always used to have this fear of being deployed for longer than, I don't know, 15 months, which was my longest deployment, just being away. And one of the ways that I mastered being away from loved ones at such an early age in my adult life is just this idea of progressiveness, of becoming the best version of myself. So that way, when I can see these people again, I'm a good person well enough to flourish in their presence. And that motivated me to be an uplifting spirit on deployments or continue to progress in my personal developments while I was away. And that all required a level of mental fitness, right? That regardless of my environment and my physical at the time, which if you've ever been in the military and overseas, you know the environment for self-development in terms of your physical is quite limited when you're overseas, right? But the mentality that you can keep, no matter what your physicality is, can always be prevalent and strong. So that's the message here, right? To continue, he said, it takes true strength to unplug from the noise, harness and exercise the power that lies dormant in the majority of people. Therein lies the journey of self mastery, on which is key to seek mentorship in order to constantly unlock and develop your perspective. We had a conversation last night, and Max had asked me, do I still have mentors? Do I still seek knowledge and information? And my answer was absolutely. I will never stop. I'll never stop seeking mentorship or reaching out to people that might know more than me. I'll never stop expanding my arc on accumulating information and reading books and absorbing as much as I possibly can, but also at the same time being able to decipher the bullshit and the hype from what is really tangible and might actually work. And that's a skill and a trait that you'll have to develop over time. And I'm sure that you guys will. To continue, he said, without positive influences, people are condemned to run the script that they were raised with and remain a product of their environment. I absolutely agree. I can almost 100% say with confidence that everybody on this call, including everybody in this house at some point in time in their life, was inscribed into the matrix, whatever that is to you, right? Because we all have a different degree and understanding of what that is and a perspective of that, of what that is. So whatever that is to you. And at some point in time in your life, something happened. It was an event. It was a catastrophic event, maybe for some of us. It was a life-threatening event for some of us. Maybe it was a relationship breakup that gave us that aha moment. It was something, right? And before that aha moment, we were stuck. We were the type of people that binge watched TV shows, ate the junk food, treated our peers and our loved ones badly, did these things that were just negative and put us into this spiral of never-ending negative regression instead of progression, right? And then up came this moment in your life where you were like, okay, I need to change some shit. Whatever that was for each of us, we all have a story. For me, mine was the army. I saw one of my friends get fucking shot in the neck, bleed out, die on the fucking medevac to the get surgery, and then they didn't give his family any compensation. And dude had 3 kids and a pregnant wife back home, and pretty much told his family go fuck himself. That was my aha moment to be like, okay, wow, the government doesn't care about you. We're pawns in the system. I need to change my lifestyle. Started doing that. But when I started changing my lifestyle, just like Max says here, without positive influence, people are condemned to run the script that they were raised with and remain a product of their environment. I started seeking positive influence. I started listening to audiobooks. I started seeking mentorship from people that might know more than me. And without that guidance and without that willpower to learn and increase my knowledge and then apply that knowledge properly and implement what I was learning, which again, full circles back to what I was saying at the beginning of this call, dreams, hopes, thoughts are nothing without tangible physical action. And so what he said here is that without positive influence, people are condemned to rerun the script. Look at all you guys. You guys are now not condemned to rerun the script. You have positive influence. You have motivation from people that are in this community that, again, just like you all, have thoughts, have ideas, and are living, breathing proof that you can turn them into real things that are tangible, that you can touch. Maybe in terms of finance, you can pull money from these markets and it's all real, but you have to be the one to commit yourself to that action to make it that reality that you seek. Okay. Without getting too cliche. Last but not least, he said here to wrap up Max's thoughts from the meditation that we had together this morning, he said, all we can do as individuals is lead by example. I feel like everybody here that's at this event can contest that they're with a person that leads by example. This place was not cheap. You know, it was like $13,000 plus cleaning fees, $14,000 plus every single night that we want to run the fucking heating pool, $45 a night, which I'm going to be running this bitch $45 a night. We're going to be here for 10 nights. That's a lot of money. That's probably another $1,000. It's all paid for. It's cool. It's good. But the only reason that's paid for at the end of the day is because of thoughts and ideas that were turned into physical, tangible realities, right? And without those physical actions, none of this would exist. It would just exist in a thought that became the past that never turned into a reality, right? So that's the motivation today, is just to understand that you are a powerful being, you're a sovereign being, you're an individual thinker, you are a creator. You have the divine right, the God-given ability, regardless if you believe in a higher power or not, to create. And if you're not creating, if you're not evolving, if you're not progressing, you're dying. And most people are dying. Why? What is the takeaway from this? Because most people are dreamers. Most people are thinkers. Most people can create in their head, but that's where they draw the line. That's all they are. They don't turn those things into physical, tangible realities for themselves. And that's why you all and these people are different. Understand that you're different and also understand that not everybody is the same. It's something that I'm having a hard time with coming to terms with because I want to change everybody. There's people on this call that I have private conversations with where they tell me, Cypress, you can't save them all. Stop trying to save them all. Stop trying to change everybody and make everybody think that they can escape the matrix because they can't. And I have a hard time dealing with that. Maybe in your life, you have somebody that's close to you that fucking you want to change and break out of the matrix so bad, and you want them to follow in your footsteps because DeFi is finally working for you. You're finally able to read the markets a little bit better. Maybe you took a positive couple of demo trades and you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I can't wait to turn this into reality. I want to share this with my loved one or my friend. And you do, and they crush you because they don't understand. You have to be okay with that, with their misunderstanding, and then guide them to knowledge, but understand that it is up to them to take the initial step and change. It's not up to you to force them. It's up to you to lead them to water, them to drink it. Me, on the other hand, I'm the type of person that I'm like, I want to make all the horses drink the water because this water tastes damn good. And now I'm sitting here at a fucking $2 million mansion because of the water that I drank. Drink this fucking water, but they won't do it sometimes. And again, you have to be okay with that, right? You have to let them live their life. Make sure that you are at a place in your life where you can continue to spread that message to more people and try to save as many as you possibly can, and be okay with the ones that you don't, because the ones that we can save, like the people here, they're worth saving, right? They're worth saving. They're worth being around. So far, it's been an awesome experience with each and every single one of these people that are here. And I hope, and, you know, just like Ron said, to really see more of you guys in the future. I plan, right, to continue to grow and to continue to scale. So that way next year, we can go to a place like Dubai or Bali. And instead of in America, where the biggest fucking houses, this is the biggest Airbnb on Airbnb in this location. It's the only Airbnb that slept 22 people, right? I know for a fact that there's Airbnbs in Thailand where you can get a compound with 3 different mansions on it, and each of the mansions sleeps 22 people. That's a 62 person link up, right? That's what I aim for in the future. I know that myself, same with Uzi, especially in the future, maybe by 2028, 2027, when we have a trading floor. Uzi plans to move to Dubai in the next couple of years and open up a trading floor. There's so many big things that we're going to be able to physically put our hands on, but make sure that in the moment you're committing yourself to positive action. So that way, instead of saying or being the person in past Zoom calls that was an I wish or I dream type of person, it becomes a reality for you in maybe a year, or 2 years, or 3 years, as long as you're working towards the physical reality and making the things that you're dreaming of become tangible things, you're on the right track, right? There's so much more that I could say. We'll cut it there for the motivational aspect of things. Be patient with yourselves. Understand that this takes time. Looking back now at my journey, coming up on October, it'll be 10 years that I've been a market participant, and this is just, it's cool. It's cool. It's a little reflection. It's not the top, it's not where we're going to stop. Um, there's a lot more. And there's a lot more to you guys than you most likely even know about yourselves right now. So continue to try to unlock that. Continue to try to learn and experience things and put yourself through situations that force you to grow, that force you to break out of your comfort zone, and that force you to learn something new or seek a different perspective or expand your understanding, right? Always be a seeker of information and someone that wants to accumulate, while at the same time accumulating the fuck out of these digital assets, y'all, because we know where this market's going. Okay. So word, right? Um, Neff, I see your hand up. I'll let you spit some game real quick to give my throat a rest before we transition into the fundamentals. And then yeah, we'll hit it off. I'm gonna go and enjoy my time with these people. I still have to work out today and then eat some food. So but go ahead, Neff, take it away if you have anything.
Yeah, like it's such a beautiful synchronicity. I came in the call midway and I actually found this park that has parallel bars. So I was actually doing pull-ups when I came into the call and you're talking about fitness. So that's just amazing. And what you said there about the fitness within, and that's really a space that I'm moving in, is the inner Olympian. Like, yes, physical strength, but that inner Olympian, to be able to really regulate our state and have that fitness to really come forward in life is amazing. And, just the last bar I'll give is really that transformation we're making from I hope, I dream to I am.
100%.
That,
I'm
and
gonna
that's
drop the
fire,
park in
man.
the
I said,
chat.
I think the really big takeaway from today is just understanding, right? Because a lot of us in this group, we're so diverse, There's even some people in this group that have the physical limitations that I mentioned, where, you know, maybe because of past pains or traumatic injuries that you've experienced or loss of limbs or something like that in this community, you're limited in terms of your physicality. You, more than anybody in this community, really need to understand that your mentality is what's going to take you there. You could be, I mean, I'm serious, guys. I'm not joking. I know veterans that have both limbs missing and you meet them and they're the fucking happiest dudes in the world. And the reason why is because I used to go to these events when I was getting out of the military to try to deal with all my trauma and my PTSD, whatever you want to call it. So I would go to these events and meet these there would be motivational speakers at these events, and they would be veterans just like myself, except ones that really got fucked up overseas, and they would like go there and talk about this shit and be like, yo, I'm living breathing proof that you don't need to have a physical life to be happy, which blew my mind when they said that. Like happiness exists in the mind, right? So, I don't know, maybe that's just been an experience in my life that's just allowed me to see from this lens a lot clearer because, I actually got to experience it. But I encourage you guys to really fixate a lot of your attention on the mental plane and expansion of yourself mentally, because you can seriously experience other dimensions that are third dimensional physical beings, these meat sacks that we operate in, can't go to, you know?